This is Sam Kirby, host of Cinema Stories. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is McKenna Collins, host of Table Talk here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll check out my show, Table Talk, where we invite guests to discuss all things lifestyle, pop culture, and how to live your best life. Join us as we talk with today's movers and shakers, including celebrities, athletes, bloggers, and more. A new show comes out every other Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Table Talk. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hello everyone. Tonight is a pre-recorded show because I have places to be at 8:30 and I just can't get around it. So, we're pre-recording and welcome to #NoFilterFriday on Public House Media. I've heard that the podcast version is going to be available on more platforms besides iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. We're going to be getting some more fun outlets for all of Public House Media, not just No Filter Friday. So, let us get started. I promised that this week I would do the show on Pauly Perrette leaving... What show was she on? Leaving NCIS? Yes. Pauly Perrette leaving NCIS. Where is the good... Okay, so Pauly Perrette left NCIS, which has been a long-running show for her. And she just kind of left without saying anything, like, okay, done doing the show. And then it was thought that, people were speculating, and then she came out and said that there had been multiple physical assaults on set. So, according to TV Guide. And there's just all these different... I'll show you. There's just all these different, things. Oh. I can't show you because there's nothing to show. But. Okay, so we're going to have to find 7 days ago. May 4th? No. Hang on. Let's do the assault part. Okay, so this is from Vanity Fair. This article is about, so the headline is Pauly Perrette implies she left NCIS after multiple physical assaults. In a series of vague tweets, the actress commented for the first time about her exit. This is from May 15th at 9 in the morning on Vanity Fair. What exactly happened on the set of NCIS to make Pauly Perrette leave after so many years? The details remain unclear, but in a series of vague tweets, the actress made several startling claims, including it seems that she left the show following multiple physical assaults. I say that with air quotes for the podcast listeners. Perrette, who has played fan favorite Abby Squito on the CBS procedural since its premiere in 2003. Wow, that's a long-running show. 15 years is no joke. Has so far kept silent about her specific reasons for leaving the series. This spring, in a statement last year announcing her departure, the actress wrote, in quote, "There have been all kinds of false stories as to why she was leaving. No, I don't have a skincare line, and no, my network and show are not mad at me!" Exclamation point. It was a decision made last year. Over the weekend, Perrette also referenced articles she claims are false, writing, "I refused to go low, and that's why I've never told publicly what happened. But there are tabloid articles out there that are telling total lies about me. If you believe them, please leave me alone. You clearly don't know me. Sorry, guys, had to be said." In the past, Perrette has identified herself on Twitter as a rape and domestic violence survivor. Last fall, after reports about Harvey Weinstein emerged, she shared her own story, writing that she was raped in high school by a football player. My rape led me into a series of abusive relationships, terrible self-worth, and self-blame, dismissing a few groping incidents, allowing myself to be bullied by a powerful man for way too long. That happens. After people live with, some sort of sexual attack or any kind of abuse, they do things like that. They end up in terrible, terrible, vicious cycles if they don't get help. Sometimes even if they do get help. A day after her initial tweet regarding NCIS over the weekend, Perrette elaborated with a few more. Quote, "Maybe I am wrong for not spilling the beans," she wrote. "Telling the story, the truth. I feel I have to protect my career, jobs, and so many people, but at what cost? I don't know." We're going to come back to this piece in a second. "Just now, I'm trying to do the right thing, but maybe silence isn't the right thing about crime. I'm just, ? End quote. There's a machine keeping me silent and feeding false stories about me," Perrette continued. "A very rich, very powerful publicity machine. No morals, no obligation to truth. I'm just left here reading the lies, trying to protect my crew, trying to remain calm. He did it." It's unclear who he is, Perrette concluded with one more tweet, and has not made any additional statements on the subject. "I've been supporting anti-bullying programs forever, but now I know because it was me. If it's school or work that we're really required to go to. It's horrifying. I left. Multiple physical assaults. I really get it now. Stay safe. Nothing is worth your safety. Tell someone." So that was the Vanity Fair article that came out on the 15th, which made me decide that that's what this week's show was going to be about. Okay, so this story is from a day ago. This is where she's thanking CBS. We'll just read the top portion of this one. Pauly Perrette thanks CBS after tweeting about assault. This is from CBS News. They're reporting about themselves. How lovely. Pauly Perrette is thanking my studio and network CBS a few days after she posted cryptic tweets implying that she left NCIS because of what she calls a crime. After Perrette tweeted Sunday about multiple physical assaults, CBS issued a statement saying that the actress approached them about a workplace concern and that they worked with her to find a resolution. On Tuesday night, Perrette tweeted, "I want to thank my studio and network CBS as they've always been so good to me and always had my back." Perrette initially told CBS Sunday Morning early this month that she was leaving NCIS because she was growing disillusioned with fame and wanted to focus on activism and spending time with her dogs. It makes me sad to imagine a world without Abby in it, she said. It really makes me sad. But after the final episode aired, she wrote on Twitter, "I refuse to go." Okay, those are the tweets I already read you. So that was CBS reporting on themselves. After more than a decade of appearing together on the CBS procedural, things reportedly turned icy between Perrette and her co-star Mark Harmon. The inciting incident, Harmon, who plays Jethro Gibbs, what a character name, that's awful, brought his dog to set. An unidentified crew member was playing with the dog who reportedly bit him, causing an injury that required 15 stitches. The Wrap reports after that, insiders told the Wrap Harmon continued to bring the dog to set. Harmon's attorney Barry Axelrod told the Wrap that this was not the case, while one person familiar with the situation added, "If he brought the dog to work, he was on a leash or in his trailer. He definitely took steps to make sure that the dog was with him and not just roaming freely. And then he just stopped bringing him all together." Per the Wrap sources, hang on, let me move this really fast. Per the Wrap sources, some members of the NCIS cast and crew were uncomfortable with Harmon's dog returning to the set, but were reluctant to confront Harmon, who is also an executive producer on the series. Perrette, however, had the power to say something thanks to her status as the show's most beloved character, Abby, and when she did, their rift reportedly began. A source told the Wrap that an arrangement was quietly put into place to ensure that the two never had to film in the same location. When they did appear together in Perrette's final scene of NCIS, it was apparently a feat of TV editing magic. She did her scenes on one day. He did his work on other days, and they still produced a great show, the source said. It was simply scheduled that they did not work the same days. This arrangement seems to explain why Gibbs and Abby have appeared in far fewer scenes together in recent seasons. Abby never even said goodbye to Gibbs in person during the farewell episode last week. However, a source made sure to clarify that the actress had already made her decision to leave the show before the alleged dog bite incident even happened. When reached for comment, CBS pointed Vanity Fair to its original statement following Perrette's tweets. Pauly Perrette had a terrific run on NCIS, and we are all going to miss her. Over a year ago, Pauly came to us with workplace concern. We took the matter seriously and worked with her to find a resolution. We are committed to a safe work environment on all of our shows. Representatives for Harmon and Perrette did not immediately respond to Vanity Fair's request for comment. So, I don't know that I'm really buying this, like, dog bite incident. I don't think that's a thing, and I think I think either the network or some PR team somewhere is backtracking from this multiple physical assaults storyline, because there's too much circle jerking going on here between her and the network and blah 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 blah. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. But I told you that we were going to go back to went back too far. Went back to a point that we're going to make here. But people leave shows for lots of reasons all the time. Some people even cancel their own shows. Like, Gerard Carmichael canceled his show after 2 seasons. Which really worked out for Tiffany Haddish because she got to leave and go do amazing Tiffany Haddish things, but it sucks. Oh, that's... Okay, so back to... The reason why it's frowned upon to do stuff like that is because it takes a lot of people to make a television show. You're talking... Especially like a long-running, big budget, network procedural drama like that. It's going to be a lot of people. That's at least I would say at least 100-person crew. At least. And all of those people are being, their mortgages are being paid, their kids, there's food on the table, their kids are being put through school, etc., etc., etc. And when you work in television and you hit a hot streak and you're on a winner and you've got good ratings and the network keeps renewing, that can make people's entire careers. So when you go to to maybe leave a show where you're a very important character, or decide to cancel, or like, no, I'm not doing this again, or just, in general be a twat to your crew members, it's not cool. It's not something that, the good working people of this town, something that we try to avoid at all costs. And, excuse me, I've seen people not pay heed to that and make really, really bad mistakes. I've seen certain boys on a certain show, tell the crew, I put your kids through school, blah, 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 and they're just twats. They're just twats to their crew, and it's not right, because, A, it's not the right thing to do, and B, upsetting a crew member can really ruin your life. Like a gaffer, for example? Don't upset a gaffer. You will cry. You will cry many, 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 many tears. It's just not... There's a lot of rules in this industry, and picking up and bouncing on a show that's been running for 15 years, is a big deal, especially when you're a beloved character and, yada, yada, yada. They're NCIS, Rearrange those letters, not CIS, or CSI, and that's, like, the biggest show internationally ever. It's playing in more countries, more episodes. It's nuts, and every year they get more and more and more and more money, and better catering. More importantly, it's, you know, to be a series regular on a show that's a long-running show, especially a procedural that gets, you know, you hit your 100 episodes and keep going and you're syndicated, like, oh, the money is so crazy. It's so crazy good, but I think there's a lot to be accounted for in the line where it says, you know, after the press broke on, sorry, people text me during this, after the news on Harvey Weinstein broke, like, a lot of people reevaluated what they wanted to do with this situation, and that's fair, that's valid. It's not something we can't keep continuing under the current, or not the current, because the current's changing, but the old guard. We can't keep doing that. So maybe she did. Maybe she did reevaluate what she wanted to do and said, you know what? Never mind. No thanks. I'll go be with my dog and go stand around at protests or something. 'Cause she's got her money. She's good. So no need to kowtow to anybody anymore. Anyway, that was our short pre-recorded episode of No Filter Friday on Public House Media. Thanks for joining us. And if you're a podcast listener, rate us, subscribe, put on the post notifications, do all of that stuff, and leave a review if you can, and check out some of the other super fun shows on Public House Media, like Choose to Rise and Beauty and Headcanons and Coffee with Keith and Katie. Go check those out, because there are way more fun, less heavy shows than mine. See you later, kids.